You wash your face twice a day. You spend real money on good products. And your skin still looks gray, tired, almost dirty, like the light inside you just switched off. Here's what nobody in a clinic is going to tell you. It's almost never about your face wash. In that expensive cream with the beautiful promise on the jar, it won't fix a single one of the 5 things that are actually draining the life out of your skin. I'm Sam Waterling. I've spent 15 years as a GP watching the same problem walk through my door over and over. Watching patients blame themselves for something that was never their fault. The 5th cause I'm going to give you today is the real epidemic, and shockingly few people know it's even happening to them. They won't bring this up at your next appointment. The system makes money when you stay sick and confused, not when you actually understand your own body. Subscribe, hit like, and help Dr. Waterling reach 300,000 subscribers. Let's build something honest here. Let me start with the first cause because it's the engine behind almost everything else. It's poor microcirculation and tissue hypoxia. 2 medical terms, so let me translate them right now. Microcirculation is the flow of blood through the tiniest vessels in your skin. Hypoxia just means low oxygen. Put them together and you get skin that isn't getting enough blood and isn't getting enough oxygen. And that, more than anything, is what steals your glow. Here's how I know this is real. Take a small piece of skin from a healthy woman of 20 and a small piece from a woman of 70. Put both under a microscope without knowing whose is whose. You'll guess right every single time. Why? Because the older skin has far fewer working microvessels, those tiny blood channels I mentioned. Fewer vessels means less blood. Less blood means poor gas exchange, weaker repair, and a slower delivery of everything your skin needs to stay alive. Hormones, vitamins, minerals, and the structural proteins that hold it together. In the most literal sense, skin ages in direct proportion to the years it has lived. But time isn't the only thing damaging those vessel walls. Ultraviolet light damages them. Low iron damages them. So every case of anemia, every iron deficiency hits your circulation. A shortage of B vitamins damages them too, and when circulation fails, every single cell in your skin, and there's an enormous number of them, starts to suffocate. That suffocation is the hypoxia. Your cells run on a constant exchange. A molecule of carbon dioxide swaps out for a molecule of oxygen, over and over, all day long. That exchange is what keeps a cell alive, dividing properly, and building collagen and elastin, the 2 proteins that keep skin firm and springy. It's also what gives you that soft, healthy pink in your cheeks. That gentle rosiness comes from one thing: high oxygen in the tissue. Take the oxygen away and the pink goes with it. So who are the enemies of your inner glow? Number 1, without question, is smoking. I've said it 1,000 times and I'll say it again because in the last few years, the number of smokers I see in my exam room has actually gone up, and that frightens me as a doctor. Forget the smell, forget the moral lectures. Here's the physical damage. The inside lining of your blood vessels has a name, the endothelium. It's a thin, smooth layer of cells coating every vessel from the inside. Tobacco smoke and the chemical vapor from vapes kills that lining the moment you inhale. Right then. As the healthy endothelium dies, carbon dioxide builds up catastrophically in your tissue and oxygen drops. And your body stops producing a critical gas-like signaling molecule called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide controls your blood pressure. It moves nutrients in and out of your vessels correctly. It keeps that inner lining smooth and elastic, the way your vessels are when you're young and healthy, before they start to literally crack and break down in middle and older age. Knowing all of that, I'll say it plainly. Smoking is the number 1 cause of that dull, dirty, gray skin effect. Nothing else even comes close. The second enemy of your circulation is a sedentary life, sitting still all day. When you don't move, blood flow slows down and loses its efficiency. Maybe you tell yourself you're just not a sports person, or your job keeps you in a chair, or there's never enough time. But when you don't move, you rob your skin of proper lymph flow and proper microcirculation. Lymph is the fluid that clears waste out of your tissues. Without that movement, your skin sits in a kind of stagnant swamp, and it starts to wilt and go gray and lose its life. So when you look in the mirror at that dull, grayish, uneven skin, understand this: dull skin is often not neglected skin at all. It's skin in chronic hypoxia with broken down circulation. That carries us straight into the second major cause, ultraviolet light, the sun. I've talked about this so many times, and so have my colleagues, and it's been written about endlessly, and yet life keeps proving we still have to say it. So I'll say it again. UV light causes what we call photo damage, and it drives a process called elastosis, the breakdown of the elastic structures in your skin. The first cells to suffer are your melanocytes, the cells that produce pigment, the brown color some people chase so desperately. But understand what that pigment actually is. It's a defensive wall. Your skin throws it up to block the harsh, short, damaging rays from reaching deeper and killing the rest of your cells. That's a brutal thing to put your skin through on purpose. And even if a tan makes you feel a little brighter for a few weeks, here's the truth. When people say the tan faded, what actually happened is the damage surfaced. You're finally seeing the real harm you did to your skin weeks ago when you were happily lying in a tanning bed or out on the beach. Let me be direct. There's no beautiful, safe tan. There's only a level of photo damage and cell death. That color you're admiring is, in part, the product of DNA dying in every one of your skin cells. There's nothing fun about it. Let me tell you about a patient. A wonderful man I'd known for years. An older gentleman, always a bit ruddy, a bit grayish in the face. On a man, we tend to shrug that off. If a woman showed up that color, we'd sound the alarm. But on a man, we let it slide. He traveled constantly, always on the road, so his coloring seemed to fit. Then he started telling me he didn't like what he saw in the mirror, that his skin had gone strange and withered, and I thought, no. That doesn't happen for no reason. So I kept asking, is there something harming you? Something I don't know about? He never confessed. His wife did. She quietly asked me to say something to get him to stop roasting himself in the tanning bed. So the next visit, I asked him directly. He said, I don't roast. I just lie in there 7 minutes at a time, a couple times a week. This man was absolutely, sincerely convinced he was doing his skin a favor. He thought he was healing it. That's how deep the myth runs. The third cause is a deficiency in sex hormones. We call these the hormones of youth, and for good reason. The division of every cell in your skin, the surface cells, the collagen-making cells, the cells that build your vessel walls, even your fat cells, every one of them depends directly on your sex hormone levels. That's why at 20, when those hormones peak, you glow. No wrinkles, no spots, freckles that only look charming. You could skip cream entirely, splash water on your face, and walk out radiant. And you'll never have more of those hormones than you did then. From that point on, it's only downhill. As the levels fall, your skin cells divide poorly, and that bright, clear, rosy, almost translucent tone starts to fade. Here's the part that matters. If you have the signs of a hormone deficiency and you do nothing because no one ever explained how it works, then of course you take no action to correct it. And aging can get genuinely destructive. Don't believe anyone who tells you aging should just be natural. It's already natural. It'll happen fine without your help. What you can do is help your cells hold on longer, support their hormonal balance, and slow the decline. For that, you need an endocrinologist, a doctor who specializes in hormones, someone who can keep your skin from going dim as the years pass. The fourth cause is iron deficiency. And I want to be precise because anemia, iron deficiency, and iron deficiency anemia sound like the same thing repeated, but they're 3 different states that are treated differently. So why is low iron so damaging? A condition that, by the numbers, affects roughly 1 in every 3 women. Because without iron, your body can't build hemoglobin. And hemoglobin is the only thing that carries oxygen through your blood. So when iron runs low, even a hidden, latent shortage before any true anemia has set in, that woman's skin already looks stale, slack, and tired. People arrive at this from all directions and never connect the dots. Heavy periods, a vegetarian diet, past blood loss, surgery, even regular blood donation. They don't link any of it to their skin. But your skin is your outermost organ, the most peripheral tissue you have, which means it's first in line to suffer when oxygen runs short. No oxygen, no firm pink skin. Low oxygen and the skin turns gray. Sometimes it just looks a little pale, but look closer and you'll see a yellowish or grayish undertone that adds years to a face in an instant. So when I hunt for the cause of dull, lifeless skin, iron is one of the very first things I check. The fifth cause is glycation, and this is the one almost nobody knows about. Glycation looks like your own protein structures committing slow suicide. Remember, your skin is fundamentally a protein structure. Different types of collagen, elastin, various fats, and a whole fleet of working transport proteins. Now picture molecules of glucose, simple sugar, literally sticking to all of those structures and stripping away their ability to function. When that happens, everything in your skin starts to break, in the most literal sense. Here's how the reaction works. It's also called the Maillard reaction, and it's beautifully described in cooking. High heat plus simple sugars gives you the golden brown crust on a steak, on bread, on pastry. It tastes wonderful, but in that same moment, the texture and structure of the food change permanently. Your skin does the same thing from the inside. Glycated skin isn't just gray and dull and slack. Its signature is premature aging. These patients come in and tell me something is happening to them, but they can't point to it and name it. They just look years older than someone the same age who doesn't overdo the sugar. And it wrecks the vessels too. They go slack and porous. They leak the liquid part of the blood out into the surrounding tissue. That space becomes inflamed and the skin loses its power to repair itself. The person ages far beyond their years. Let me give you an example from just a few days ago. A woman came in already showing the signs of iron deficiency. And then she told me something that genuinely sobered me. I don't hear this often. She was 39 years old, but she looked closer to 50. And I agreed with her because it was simply true. Every sign of age was there. As we talked, it came out that she drank energy drinks, several cans a day, every day for years. That's a relentless flood of sugar. That kind of glycation can't pass through your tissues without leaving a mark. She had never once connected those cans to her accelerated aging. It was only when I named the energy drinks as the cause of how old she looked that she went quiet and finally thought, maybe something really is going wrong here. And this is exactly where age becomes the whole point. Your body handles glycation and hormone loss very differently depending on how many years you've lived. After 40, this process tends to speed up sharply, and the risks stack differently at every decade. So tell me, how old are you? Drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to see which age group most of you are in because it tells me who this hits hardest and helps me aim future videos right where you actually are. So if you look in the mirror and see yourself aging by the clock, fast appearing wrinkles, that yellowish, dull undertone, don't just assume you're bad at skincare. You may be glycating. You may be aging your own structures because you're eating too much sugar. Now let me tell you exactly what to do. Tip 1. Stop scrubbing your face. No stiff brushes, no harsh scrubs, no aggressive acids to try to wake it up. It's the opposite. Your routine should be a little boring, a little unremarkable. Gentle acids, soft cleansing, mild washes. Choose your cleanser for how well it suits your skin's sensitivity. And finally, throw out the scrubs. Tip 2. Apply SPF every single day you step outside. Rain or weak sun, it doesn't matter. SPF is sun protection, and daily use will reliably buy your skin years of extra brightness and health. Tip 3. If you're not pregnant, not breastfeeding, and don't have unusually reactive skin, work retinoids into your routine. Retinoids, including retinol and retinoic acid, are vitamin A compounds that speed up cell turnover and rebuild skin over time. Introduce them carefully and correctly. Tip 4. If you can't hydrate your skin from the outside no matter what you try, go see a doctor. A proper in-office treatment with the right product can restore hydration from within, and that's often when the glow finally comes back. Tip 5. Let the professional choose your treatment, not the one you got excited about with a friend or circled online. A trained specialist understands the particular state of each patient's skin and matches the therapy to it. In the right hands, light-based therapy can have a real healing effect that you simply can't replicate on your own because you don't know the settings and you don't know the skin the way they do. Here's the bottom line from a doctor. Dull, gray, lifeless skin is almost never a cleansing problem. It's a signal of poor circulation, sun damage, falling hormones, low iron, or too much sugar. So stop buying the next miracle cream, quit smoking, move your body, wear SPF every day, cut the sugar and the energy drinks, get your iron and your hormones checked by an actual doctor. Fix the cause and the glow takes care of itself. Your doctor probably won't walk you through any of this. There's no money in explaining it, but I will. Subscribe, leave a like, and help this channel grow to 300,000. We're building something real here, one honest answer at a time.